When you hear a show tune from the great white way, does a shiver run through ya? Well, we're giving them to ya. Sing hallelujah and shout hooray. Come on along and listen to Broadway to Main Street. USA.
Ciao, compare, until my returning, in place of a heart is a longing and yearning. I'll be with you someday, somehow, but for now, compare, ciao. Voices, the light of your faces, I'll pray to be with you, but now only ciao, compare, ciao, ciao, compare, may life only bring you the wishes I wish you, the love that I sing you each day, sweetest fruit on the bough. But for now, compare, ciao. But for now, compare, ciao.
And a happy and healthy ciao compare. Hey there, pal, to all of our listeners at Broadway to Main Street. Hello, this is Larry Maslon, your host for Broadway to Main Street here on 88.3 WLIW-FM, Long Island's only NPR station. We're still coming to you from my guest room, but fall is up ahead and perhaps we will change. In the meantime, we have a great 54 minutes with you. Last week we did a show called Look Ma, No Album, Part 1. And these were great songs from shows that, for whatever reason, musician strikes, flops, problems in the media, never got a cast album from the original Broadway cast. So we're going to go from the 50s into the 70s today. And the song you just heard was from Breakfast at Tiffany's, a great David Merrick flop, a show that he lost $1 million on because he did not open it in New York with Mary Tyler Moore and Richard Chamberlain. Score by Bob Merrill. You heard Robert Goulet record a single. Again, this happened a lot back in the 50s and 60s where a show was going to come into town and the major pop stars recorded songs from it. Whether the show did well or badly or never even opened, as in the case of Breakfast at Tiffany. So you have some kind of record, if not a recording. Lovely song. Well, you may remember Johnny Carson's final week of shows on The Tonight Show, and Bette Midler came on to sing his favorite song, which was a song called Here's That Rainy Day by Jimmy Van Heusen and Johnny Burke. And it's a pop standard. It's been recorded by over 500 people, but it was from a show called Carnival in Flanders. It was sung originally by Dolores Gray, and the show did so badly that even though it was scheduled to be recorded by Decca never recorded the score. So here's The One That Got Away, sung fairly early on in the mid-1950s by Chris Connor.
Funny how love becomes a cold, rainy day. Funny that rainy day is here. those leftover dreams. Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about, and I laughed at the thought that it might turn out this way. That worn out wish that I threw aside after it brought my lover near. Becomes a cold, rainy day. Funny, that rainy day is here.
Chris Connor, one of our favorites with an American classic, Here's That Rainy Day. And it was a rainy day for Carnival in Flanders because it never got a cast album. But that song escaped. Bach and Harnick were, one of the most titanic teams from the late 50s, 60s, or into the early 70s. They certainly led that decade, but before the hit of Fiorello, they had a show called The Body Beautiful about boxing, a musical about boxing, and it did not fare well, and it also had a contract to be recorded by Columbia Records, but Columbia declined once the show got mediocre reviews. But that did not stop Frankie Laine, the same Frankie Laine from Blazing Saddles, from recording a marvelous Bach and Harnick tune from that show.
A shooting star, a rising tide, a seagull sailing on the breeze. You make me feel as though I'm all these and more. A rosy cloud, a toy balloon, an artist on some high trapeze. You make me feel as though I'm all these and more. I know my feelings have overflowed. If I suppress them, I might explode. A dashing prince, a cavalier, a smooth Don Juan who's with ease. You make me feel as though I'm all these and more and more. When I'm with you, I'm all of these and more. I know my feelings have overflowed. If I I suppress them, I might explode. A sparkling wine, a sweeping waltz that sings of something Viennese. You make me feel as though I'm all these and more and more. When I'm with you, I'm all of these and more.
For you, baby, baby. Girls, a few words need but 2 words. No more stalling, you're the nuts. No ifs or ands or buts. So, baby, baby, I do. Would I, can I, could I? Don't I show it, don't you know it? No more stalling, you're the nuts. No ifs or ands or buts. So, baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 I do.
The dulcet tones of Carmen McRae singing Baby Baby, a song from a show that never got a recording called Nowhere to Go But Up. That's a show about bootlegging from the early 60s that went nowhere but down, I'm afraid, even though it was directed by that great musical comedy director, Sidney Lumet. Oy. Lyrics by James Lipton are the much renowned host of From the Actors Studio. Nice song. Baby appears everywhere in songs from the 1960s. We Take the Town was one of the more cataclysmic flops in Broadway history. It didn't even come into town. It had a score by Corin Doobie, and it starred Robert Preston as Pancho Villa. Oh my goodness, a musical version of Viva Villa. It was recorded by a few people, including Streisand, and again, Columbia Records was supposed to record it, but because it was such a flop and never opened, they ate their investment, as we say in the biz. Here is the first person to record this song from We Take the Town, Vicky Carr. Maybe the first time we've ever played Vicky Carr on Broadway to Main Street, but it's a lovely rendition.
How does the wine taste? Does it sting your lips? What is the fruit like just beyond my fingertips? Just out of reach, I see so much I cannot taste, I mustn't touch. Tied to my little world, nice safe little world. What would it be like if I broke the string? Would it be lovely and a little frightening? There is so much I've never understood. How does the wine taste? Is it good?
With so little to be sure of, if there's anything at all, if there's anything at all, I'm sure of here and now, and us together. All I'll ever be, I owe you. If there's anything to be, being sure enough of you makes me sure enough of me. Thanks for everything we did, everything that's past, everything that's over too fast. None of it was wasted, all of it will last. Everything that's here and now, and us together. It was marvelous to know you, and it isn't really through. Crazy business this life we live in. Can't complain about the time we're given. With so little to be sure of in this world, there was you. There was you. There was you. With so little to be sure of in this world, there was you.
Okay, fans, you all know that's a bit of a cheat. That is With So Little to Be Sure Of from Stephen Sondheim's Anyone Can Whistle. And that show, of course, did get a cast album, even though the show itself only ran a week. That's because Goddard Lieberson at Columbia Records so valued Stephen Sondheim. But it made it by a hair. It was almost impossible to find another score of a show released by a major album of a show that had closed. So by the time the album had come out, the scenery had long been carted away. But I so loved that version by Steve Lawrence that I would like to include it any chance that I can. Foxy had a wonderful score by lyrics by Johnny Mercer, music by Robert Emmett Dolan. Another David Merrick sort of mini flop for some insane reason, even though Burt Lahr won the Tony as the leading character, the show was never recorded. Here is our delightful Rosemary Clooney with a great version of Talk to Me Baby.
If you cannot toss your heart gaily in the ring, love me while the moment lingers. If you cannot cross your heart that I'm everything, try at least to cross your fingers. Talk to me, baby, tell me lies. Tell me lies as sweet as apple pies. Whisper you tremble with a wild desire to light the fire in my eyes. Tell me I'm marvelous, exaggerate, prevaricate if you must. Just talk to me, baby, soft and low. Then if you decide it's really so, swear you'll be mine forever. Otherwise, just talk to me and tell me lies. And low. Then if you decide it's really so, swear you'll be mine forever. Otherwise, just talk to me and tell me lies, 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 lies.
This is your host, Larry Maslon. Today's episode is Look Ma, No Album, Part 2. Songs that were recorded in the 50s and 60s from shows that never got an actual cast album. A lot of this is due to the fact that pop singers at the time were always looking for material, and they very covetously, I guess that's the word, grab songs that hadn't yet been recorded of shows that hadn't even opened and sometimes hadn't even gone into rehearsal. Here is Nancy Wilson with a wonderful rendition of a great song of a musical about the yearling. Yes, that novel about the young boy and his deer, which was a catastrophic flop once it opened on Broadway, but it left behind a very nice song.
I'm all smiles, darling, you'd be too. If you, darling, all of the smiles were for you. I'm all chills, darling, through and through. But my cold hands, darling, warm to the touch of you. For days now, but rainbows are filling the skies. My heart must have planted those rainbows shining before my eyes. Can't you tell that I'm in love, darling, deep and true? With guess who, darling, someone I'd die for, beg, steal, or lie for, eat humble pie for, someone to fly to the sun, moon, and sky for, someone to live for, to laugh with and cry for, and that someone is you. I'm all smiles, I'm all smiles, I'm all smiles. He touched me. He put his hand near mine, and then he touched me. I felt a sudden tingle when he touched me. A sparkle, a glow. It wasn't accidental, no, he knew it. He smiled and seemed to tell me so all through it. He knew it, I know. I simply have to face the fact he touched me. Control myself and try to act as if I remember my name. But he touched me. He touched me, and suddenly nothing is the same.
Of course, we all know who that is. That is the like butter voice of Barbra Streisand. And the song she sang was from a musical called Drat the Cat. And it starred Elliot Gould, who was her then husband, and had lyrics by Ira Levin. Yes, the same Ira Levin of Rosemary's Baby. I never miss an Ira Levin musical. But because of her clout, I think she put a little money into the show, which vanished into thin air, didn't run very long, maybe a couple of weeks. And Streisand deserves a lot of credit for recording a bunch of songs, some of which we've heard in renditions by other people on our broadcast today, that didn't quite make it. And she often would hold these songs like a bird with a broken wing and try to curate them back to life. And she certainly did that with He Touched Me. Originally, She Touched Me in the show, but a wonderful song that far transcended the reputation of the bomb it was from, never recorded by Columbia Records. Well, RCA Victor was going to record the score to Sherry, a musical version of The Man Who Came to Dinner by Kaufman and Hart. And Sherry didn't do badly. It had lyrics by the same James Lipton, and it ran a couple of months, but not enough to really convince RCA it would make its money back. But the title number went to Marilyn May, who records a dynamite version of it. Someone who arranged it must have listened to MAME. Somehow you have some banjos which have, well, I guess banjo does have something to do with The Man Who Came to Dinner and with Sherry, a character in the show. Anyway, here's a delightful version of the title number of Sherry by Marilyn May.
Sherry, you fill my cup with happiness, Sherry. You fill it up with happiness. You make this life a glorious game. The sound of your name can set me aflame with gay anticipation, Sherry. You make me feel deliciously merry and oh so high. I swear champagne is overrated. I'm just plain intoxicated, Sherry. Sherry,
make him know it for real.
You're grand and undefeatable. You fill this world with tingle and zing. Each morning it's spring, and I'm on a swing while robins wing around me, Sherry. You make me feel deliciously merry and oh so high. Swear champagne is overrated. I'm just plain intoxicated, Sherry.
Supply, better bid, better buy while the sale is going on. Going, going, gone. Love is going, going, gone. Prices every day increase. Better grab every piece you can lay your hands upon. Going, going fast. Life is going, going fast. what you miss could be your last. Going, going, gone. Love is going, going, gone. Love is going, going once, going once, going once. Love is going, going twice, going twice, going twice. This is it for paradise. Going once, going twice. Love is going, going, gone. Going, going, gone. Love is going, going, gone. Love is going, going once, going once, going once. Love is going, going twice, going twice, going twice. This is it for paradise. Going once, going twice. Love is going, going, gone. Going, going, gone. Going, going, gone. Going, going, gone.
The Golden Pipes of Shirley Bassey, as I'm sure some of you recognize. Boy, that sounds like a James Bond number, doesn't it? Well, big surprise. That was from Lolita, My Love, the John Barry, Alan J. Lerner version of Lolita that never made it out of Boston into New York. And Columbia Records was supposed to record that, pulled the plug. But a few singles came out, probably because Shirley Bassey had such a good relationship with the composer John Barry. Julie Stein and Sammy Cahn wrote a musical in the early 70s based on Lilies of the Field, the Sidney Poitier movie, starring Shirley Booth and Alan J. Freeman. It was called Look to the Lilies. And supposedly that self-same Alan J. Lerner saw a preview of the show, went up to Julie Stein in the lobby and said, Julie, that song, I Yes Me, That's Who, is so brilliant. It's too bad your show is going to close. Well, Tony Bennett recorded it, and we can get to hear a little of it. I think it's a beautiful song.
I, for one, do not intend to ever think about her. I, for one, will let it end. Life will go on without her. I, for one, have better things to do. Yes, me, that's who. How she used to disagree with everything I told her. How she used to look at me each time I had to scold her. Still, I think I changed her point of view. Yes, me, that's who. There comes an end to spring, an end to fall, to all and everything, everything. I for one, will find a way, some quick way to forget her. I, for one, won't miss her my life through. Yes, me, that's who. Yes, me, that's who.
Take care of this house, keep it from harm. If bandits break in, sound the alarm. Care for this house, shine it by hand, and keep it so clean the glow can be seen all over the land. Be careful at night, check all the doors. If someone makes off with a dream, the dream will be yours. Take care of this house, be always on call, for this house is the hope of us all. Take care of this house, keep it from harm. If bandits break in, sound the alarm. Care for this house, shine it by hand, and keep it so clean the glow can be seen all over the land. Be careful at night, check all the doors. If someone makes off with a dream, the dream will be yours. Take care of this house, be always on call. Care for this house, it's the hope of us.
That was Patricia Rutledge, who was in the original cast of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, a bicentennial disaster with a book and lyrics by Alan J. Lerner and music by Leonard Bernstein. That song has resurfaced many times. It's a beautiful, beautiful anthem to the continuing American spirit, which I hopefully will hear more of. But again, Goddard Lieberson, the head of Columbia Records, loved Alan Lerner, loved Leonard Bernstein, but the show itself was such a turkey that Columbia could not see its way to record the original cast album. Well, we've heard a lot of wonderful songs today on Look Ma No album, and I would guess once the CD age emerged in the early 80s, it was much easier to record a cast album or a studio album or a demo album, so there's practically no score of any merit in the last, 30, 40 years. It hasn't had some kind of recording, but back in the day of LPs, it was difficult. Here is the first recording I know of to be released of a show that closed out of town, and yet its creators and major cast members went into a studio to save it for posterity on take-home tunes, for which we're grateful. It's The Baker's Wife, Stephen Schwartz, music and lyrics, and here is Patti LuPone in a career-making performance that never got seen on Broadway, alas, or never opened on Broadway, and we're so grateful to have this recording, which she did a year or two after the show closed. It's pretty remarkable. She had a story that David Merrick, the producer, hated this song so much that he went into the orchestra pit when no one was looking and stole all the copies of it. Didn't quite matter because the show never quite made it, but great songs live on and on, as they do here every week, every Sunday on Broadway to Main Street. So thank you for joining us for our two-part episode of Look Ma No Album, but we have an album of sorts with Patti LuPone and Meadowlark.
What sort of a weak-willed, sentimental sheep does he think I am? Well, I won't even think about him. I'll just go to sleep. Who does he think he is? Who could be as handsome? Who could be as smart as he thinks he is? He just has to snap his fingers. Women fall apart. What does he think? That I'll slink away with him? That I'll follow him ripe and drooling? Who does he think he is? And what does he think I am? And who do I think I'm fooling? When I was a girl, I had a favorite story of the meadowlark who lived where the rivers wind. Her voice could match the angels in its glory, but she was blind. The lark was blind. The king of the rivers took her to his palace, where the walls were burnished bronze and golden braid, and he fed her fruit and nuts from an ivory chalice, and he prayed, "Sing for me, my meadowlark, sing for me of the silver morning, set me free, my meadowlark, and I'll buy you a priceless jewel and cloth of brocade and crewel, and I'll love you for life if you will sing for me." Then one day as the lark sang by the water, the god of the sun heard her in his flight, and her singing moved him, so he came and brought her the gift of sight. He gave her sight, and she opened her eyes to the shimmer and the splendor of this beautiful young god, so proud and strong. And he called to the lark in a voice both rough and tender, "Come along, fly with me, my meadowlark, fly with me on the silver morning, past the sea where the dolphins walk. We will dance on the coral beaches, make a feast of the plums and peaches, just as far as your vision reaches. Fly with me." But the meadowlark said no, for the old king loved her so. She couldn't bear to woo cried. So the sun god flew away, and when the king came down that day, he found his meadowlark had died. Every time I heard that part, I cried. And now I stand here starry-eyed and stormy. Oh, just when I thought my heart was finally numb, a beautiful young man appears before me, singing, "Come, oh, won't you come? And what can I do if finally, for the first time, the one I'm burning for returns the glow? If love has come at last, it's picked the worst time. Still I know I've got to go fly away, meadowlark, fly away in the silver morning. If I stay, I'll grow to curse the dark. So it's off when the days don't find me. I know I leave wounds behind me, but I won't let tomorrow find me back this way. Before my past once again can blind me. Fly away. And we won't wait to say goodbye, my beautiful young man. And
Well, where is the time all gone to? This is Larry Maslon here at Broadway to Main Street. Let's catch up next Sunday at 3.
There's so much more embracing still to be done, but time